Hey third graders, welcome back to Online with Miss Nazaripour. Want to learn how to make a cool airplane like that? You know what you need? You need a functional text. Functional texts are the kind of texts that give us directions for doing or making things. You'll find functional text all over your house. But today we're going to use a special text that I have to teach ourselves how to make an airplane. So all you'll need today is a piece of paper. Any paper will do. Maybe rip one out of your journal or grab a paper from anywhere in the house. Come on back and join me. Okay, third graders, here I have the functional text that's going to help us make our very own really cool airplanes. And I can see that it is titled, How to Make a Paper Airplane. Now, I'm seeing all these numbers. It goes from 1 all the way to 7 and ends with some flying tips. These are the order in which we need to go to follow the directions to make the airplane. So let's get started reading. Number 1 says, fold the sheet of paper in half vertically, open the paper. Remember, that's hot dog, not hamburger, is vertically. 2 says, fold the top left and right corners down so they align with the center fold and form triangles. 3 says, fold the left and right corners in so that they align at the center fold and again form triangles. Number 4 says, fold the paper in half, keeping the folds from step 1, 2, and 3 on the side. 5, fold the top wing in half so that the edge of the wing aligns with the rudder. And here I can see it's labeled. This says rudder. And have you been noticing all these arrows that show you which way to fold? 6 says, flip the plane over and fold the other wing in half so that the edge of the wing aligns with the rudder. And here I can see the rudder. 7 says, open the plane and fold up the tips at the back of the wings to help the plane fly better. And here, this diagram is labeled wingtips, you can see them. The rudder is here and the wings. Then last, the author has given us some flying tips. If your plane dives and crashes, fold the back edge of the wings up a little. If your plane flies too far to the right, bend the rudder a little to the left. If your plane flies too far to the left, bend the rudder a little to the right. So now what we're going to do is use these directions to help us build our own airplane. Okay, third graders, now it's my turn to make an airplane. I'm going to demonstrate how to use a plain blank piece of paper. It's fine if yours is notebook paper when you do this. And I'm going to use these directions that we just read to make my own airplane. So I'm going to follow the directions, and it's very important to start at step 1. If I were to start at step 7, I wouldn't know what I was doing. I'm going to start with step 1. And step 1 says, fold the sheet of paper in half vertically, open the paper. And you see the arrows? The arrows show us which way to fold. We fold in. This is a hot dog, remember, not a hamburger. So I've now folded my paper. Okay. Step 2 says, fold the top left and right corners down so that they align with the center and form triangles. So I can see if I fold these down, I'm folding them into the inside, and I can see what it's going to look like when I'm done, a triangle. So I'm going to take this and align it up with this crease from my first fold on one side and then on the other. There we go. And I can tell that my paper looks like their paper did. And I'm ready for step 3. Step 3 says fold the left and right corners in so that they align at the center fold and again form triangles. So I can see I'm now going to take the folds here and I'm going to fold them in again. But I can see the illustration's really helpful here because I can see that I don't go all the way down with my fold, but I leave a little space there at the end where it's flat. So folding this in, but being sure to leave some space there. So as you see, I folded it, but I've got that little bit of space that's not folded. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, just like the directions told me to. And again, I'm going to leave that little space. So now my airplane looks like this, and I'm ready for direction 5. Direction 5 says, fold the top wing in half so that the edge of the wing aligns with the rudder. And do you see how in that diagram, the author has labeled the rudder, and the rudder is actually the edge or the crease? So I know with my paper, I'm going to be aligning this side here with the rudder, which looks like that. On one side. So now my airplane looks like this. Step 6 says, flip the plane over and fold the other wing in half so that the edge of the wing aligns with the rudder. So basically it wants me to do the same thing on the other side. Align with the rudder. Wow. Now it's looking more and more like an airplane. Last direction, direction 7, it says open the plane and fold up the tips at the back of the wings to help the plane fly better. Now, if you take a look at the diagram, it's labeled it really nicely for me to help me follow along. So I can see that the wing up that they're talking about is actually that spot at the end of the plane that I didn't fold, that I didn't make a crease on. So, in other words, it's this part. And I'm going to fold this part up on one edge. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And up. And now I am done. I have designed my own airplane following these directions. Now I can do anything I want. Maybe I'll decorate my airplane, maybe I'll put my name on it, maybe I'll make it look real cool with color, but definitely I'm gonna make it fly. Okay, third graders, now it's your turn to make your very own airplane. You are, for your independent practice today, you are gonna use the directions from the video to make a paper airplane of your own. When you have made your very own paper airplane, and feel free to take your time with this, design it, turn it into an art project, make it look really cool. Then you are going to log in to our classes, Ms. Nazaripour's classes Flipgrid page to make a video of your paper airplane that you create using the directions and the functional text that we read together. If you are not in my class or you do not know how to log into Flipgrid or are unable to for any reason, feel free to just take the video or a picture and text an email to your teacher. Here are the directions again. Go ahead and pause the video and get to creating. Talk soon, third grade.